It's a new dawn, it's a new day. I got a little bit of sleep, so I got my main shaft here, I got my counter shaft, gonna press the other bearing on, get it into the intermediate, start doing the rails, and bada bing, get this transmission put together. AX15, Jeep transmission, behind a Chevy, in a Scout, mass hysteria. Alright. Oil. Engine oil. Put that on there. Should slide on. And you can kind of see why this is counter shaft, because this steps from small to big, and this steps from big to small. Kind of like this, see? And I'm supposed to pick this whole unit up together and put it into that, which might be hilarious. That's all I'm saying. You don't want to drop this, obviously. Where is the snap ring for the other one? Frustrating. Wait, no. No, I got another bag for this. Yes. Oh, you hear that snap? That's a beaut. She's a beaut cock. It's done. Okay, it says install reverse idler gear and shaft. So before you put the bearing cover on, you need to do the reverse idler. You got to kind of put them on at the same time. This is the reverse idler gear. Like, you can see that in order for me to fit this, I have to put it in. Otherwise, there's no real way to get it in there later, because it can't fit in through there. This is a pretty slick design. This goes on there, and then when you bolt it in, it basically locks this bearing in place, and this shaft for the reverse idler in place. 13 foot-pounds. Now for these low foot-pounds, I like to use a inch-pound torque wrench and just multiply it by 12. But my inch-pound only goes to 150, and in this case I would need it to go to 156. So I will use a foot-pounds torque wrench. No problem. Just saying, if it's like 12 or less, use the inch pounds. Oh, now we get to the shift rail interlock pins. It says here that you have to put them in the right order or it won't work. I didn't know if you knew that or not. Kind of a big deal. I need to get some petroleum jelly. Excuse me. Okay, gentlemen, we're back on track. I had Mrs. Matt's garage do a petroleum jelly run while she was out. Please, no comments, please. In the manual, there's a stack up that shows, you know, ball, pill, no, ball, pill, big pill, small pill, medium pill, and that's the stack up. So the petroleum jelly is meant to hold all that stuff in. Of course, mine don't look anything like that. So that's fun. I have a ball here. I have a ball here. Oh yeah, sorry. So there's balls. There's just balls. Anyway. These go in. I'm just going to follow the instructions here, because if I overthink it, I'm going to get lost, and I'm going to get confused, and I'm going to lose my balls. I lost my balls. First things first, take the pill, don't lose it, put it in that hole in the reverse shift rail. Oh my god, that is liberal. I suggest just getting the Vaseline brand, because this generic brand is a little bit weird. Then you put the forks in. So the 1-2 fork, put a note facing forward here. 1-2 fork. Okay, guy. Install reverse shift rail lock ball. which kind of goes in under. It's even got you sort of gently holding this up and kind of with a pencil just so gently putting it up in there. So that's going to be interesting. Well, let's just see. Even if it doesn't hold, it'll just fall. It'll fall, but it won't roll. So, and then you take a pill, it says, and you put it in the hole above. Okay. And it says you take the coat the 1-2 shift rail interlock pin. 1-2 shift rail is this one with petroleum jelly and slide it in the hole. There's 2 of them. There's 2 holes. Okay, it's this one. This goes to the bottom side of the 1-2 fork. I labeled these forks wrong. This is the 1-2. This is a 3-4. And there's no way you can mix them up because they're totally different sizes. The 3-4 shift rail interlock plug. Okay, that's in. Now install the 3-4 shift rail, which looks like this. There you go. Boom. Take some finagling, I'm not gonna lie. Better be lucky than good. Okay. Install the verify none of the interlock bolts with displaced. Install and tighten the shift fork screws. Install 1-2 shift. Insert 5th gear shift rail through the reverse. Okay. It's in. I just really hope I don't have any balls left over when I do this. Okay, turn this over. There's a ball hole right there. And it says thrust ring lock balls. That's a different, that is a different size ball. Petroleum jelly. It went to its home very nicely. Okay, so I got my clamshells. Low Pete, picking up by the gear, goes there, over the clamshells, hopefully, there you go, okay. What I don't understand is how I'm supposed to get this onto there. That makes no sense to me, but we'll get there. So then we do the synchro. And then we do the gear. I love that it just says install it. It's like, you mean smash it into position, right? Fifth gear snap ring. Install the reversed shift head and rail. Then install lock ball and shift head. Hello, this is where you stop giving instructions? But what is a shift head and rail? See, I get impatient and make mistakes, but I figured it out. So basically, the shift rails, one of them was 180 out. They both kind of got to be folded over that way for this to go and fit over there. And then they all kind of line up and it makes sense. So that ball I'm kind of holding from underneath, which I think is why that's there. Put the 5th shift fork in. Okay. 5th shift rail in. Let's see how she does. So what's happening is there's a ball in here and there's a ball here. And so the two need to both be, the ball in here is not a big deal, that's secured now with the reels in there. But this ball that I keep pushing up in here, it slides further in depending on the position of the rails above, you know? So I'm just trying to get it aligned. Oh, there you go. Doesn't seem right. That's so much harder. No. Tell me I didn't strip that out. Oh my God, please tell me I didn't strip that out. Oh my God, I'm gonna be so pissed. What the hell has happened? That does not feel good. Stripped it. Where am I supposed to find that screw? Man, that was so close to being testing it, running through its gears when I stripped that bolt. And you know what? I suspect that the way it was giving, it was not long for this life, but it probably would have lasted the life of the transmission had I just stopped. But it kept giving, and it's just a typical spiral fracture right there. That is a very odd thread. I don't even know what it is. So let's see what it says. This is going to be hard to find. I've never seen one like this, and it doesn't fit any of my stuff, so I need to go to the parts store.